This is 4 Golden Nuggets with Joe Gilani. We're about to get 4 pieces of insight from a very hungry, motivated guy, Joe Gilani. This is 4 Golden Nuggets.
I gotta grind, won't stop, hustle, won't quit, shine like no other, I be on some other shit. I got a high price lifestyle, super bad, if I want it, bet I got it, if I don't bet, all I gotta do is go, get, stay about my business.
So Joe Gilani, want to welcome Joe Gilani to the show. Joe is, for those of you that don't know him, he's a very hungry, ambitious, motivated guy. He wants to own the New York Yankees one day. He's a realtor. He owns a website called mindsetchoice.com, and we're having him here on the show for 4 Golden Nuggets to get 4 pieces of advice from Joe.
Awesome, guys. Well, happy to be here. Thanks so much, man. Happy to be on the show here. Bo, tell me what you got. What do you know?
Let's get into the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So the first question is, when we first met each other, you told me you wanted to own the New York Yankees one day. That's a huge, crazy, ridiculous, insane goal.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, how does wanting to own the New York Yankees motivate you every single day?
Well, Bo, I don't know if it's going to be the New York Yankees because I specifically it could be another team, but yes, that is true. A Major League Baseball team for sure. That's been a lifetime goal of mine since I was 6. Why does it motivate me? It's not so much the possession of the title of owning a team, right? That takes a lot of things to get there, and we all know that. But it's mostly because of the people that I'm going to impact, right? So it's like anything that you're looking to do, whether it's accomplishment in your industry, whatever it is, whether it's real estate or if you're in sales or if you're in anything that you're doing, you're still going to want to set a goal for yourself and find a way, a path to get there, strategies, right? So like, what's the reason behind what you're doing? For me, it's the impact that's going to make in people. And I think about, like, you know, when I'm there and I envision this is like in section 412 and row number 2, seats 1 and 2 is a guy and his daughter, and that's the only time they get to bond, right? So how cool would it be to be able to go up to them and really upsell them to, or bring them down to the box seats to be able to enjoy the game a lot more. Just that everything's happening. The energy at a stadium is really where a lot of things are cultivated, right? So a lot of family memories. So that means a lot to me. I'm a big fan of energy, and the energy at ballparks and at stadiums across, particularly baseball for me, because I love baseball. But that's, you know, a big part of the impact is what I get to do with that. So that's why it motivates me so much. And it's not that I'm going to enjoy it most when I'm there. It's that I'm enjoying it most when I'm getting there, on the path there. That's what I love about it.
Absolutely, all about the journey.
Yeah.
No, I've noticed a lot of successful people that having huge, ridiculous goals is the fuel to the fire. Like, you want to own a baseball team. Gary Vee wants to own the New York Jets. I heard Grant Cardone wants to know all 7 billion people in the human race. Wow. So it's a crazy, ridiculous goal, but it's the fuel to the fire.
Well, he hasn't got me yet, so we'll see.
You'll get there. Yeah. So the next question is, when we first met each other, it was a Gary Vee and David Osborne event hosted by Reckon, Real Estate Club Network, and Network Under 40, and you came up with this mantra: eat, sleep, network, repeat. So that was the mantra for the day. Right. So I want you to talk about the importance and the value of networking.
Yeah, that's a big one. You know, I was just telling a story yesterday. Actually, I was speaking to my sister about this. My passion for networking and connecting with people. I remember a few years ago, I was about, I think, 18. I got into the mortgage industry, and I was selling. I was selling myself to realtors and building relationships. So I would go to door, and that's very common in real estate, very common in sales, going door to door, B2B, really learning how to build relationships. And just along the way, I found my niche in really connecting and helping people connect with people that they really wanted to connect with. And that's one of the things I always love doing. So I took that concept and I took it into the sports industry. I worked in the sports sales in Australia and San Diego and Miami with different teams. But just doing that same thing over and over again, I noticed how much more people appreciated me, specifically by connecting them to the people that they really wanted to connect with, right? And that's why I made it my business to really expand my network and meet different people, because I knew the more people I met that had brought some value, I could connect them with other people and add value to them in another way, right? You know, everybody has their own talent, their own niche, and if somebody's looking for a certain type of value to be added to them, you know, I want to be able to provide that to them by meeting different people that have that specific value. Right. So that's my connection, almost like a brokerage. That's what I do specifically. And I think a couple things. Number one is that what you learn from people. what you see from people and what you get from people, right? What you learn from people, you really learn from their experiences. It's like reading a book. Why do people say they want you to read books? Because they want you to learn from their experiences and what they went through in their lives. That way, if there's something that you're going through that you might be stuck in, at least you know somebody went through it and you're not alone in that, and you know how to go through it in a way that might be faster, right? So you're compounding time. What you see in them, what you see in people is their greatness. You want to see what they're good at, what they're great at, what you can learn from them again, and again, what you get from them. I mean, that's the whole point of value. You get the value that they add to you, and that's the point.
Absolutely, I'm 100% with you on that. No matter who it is, nobody ever succeeds alone.
Right.
Everyone always needs help, and you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So I'm 100% with you on that.
That's right.
So one thing I noticed about you, you did 100 videos in 100 days. 100 motivational videos in 100 days. Most people can't pick up a new habit for 10 days, let alone 100 days. So I wanted to ask, how did you build up the motivation, the drive, the discipline to do 100 videos in 100 days?
Well, I knew that's awesome that you brought that up, Bo. I knew that if I didn't do it, then I would be breaking a promise that I made for myself. Was one, to commit to it, two, to do it with the idea of coming up with an outcome at the end of it, which is where mindsetchoice.com came from. Just being able to do the videos every day and starting to interview people, and I just started to gain more insights in different areas. Wherever I was paying attention a little bit more. I was a little bit more meticulous about who I brought in front of the camera, who I was going to add value to, and I wanted to make sure that it was right and it was a good fit. And the 100 days was just a matter of every day reminding myself, why am I doing this? That's very much out there, but it's not implemented as much as people see it, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's one thing to see something, it's another thing to implement it.
Yeah.
To do it consistently is really where things they shift for you. So just be consistent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought that was really admirable the way you did that.
Cool.
100 straight days.
Yeah.
That's 3 months for people that don't, it doesn't sound like that much, but it's a long time.
Right.
So our last question is a tough one. We say the best for last.
Okay, let's do it.
What is the number one reason in your opinion that people don't succeed? Like, why don't people push past their limitations and live their potential and succeed? Why do people fail?
Yeah, great question. I believe that it's more of a self-reflection than it is anything that's outside of the circumstance. You could be in any circumstance but talk your way into getting something done. You could also be in any circumstance and talk your way into getting something not done.
Yeah.
And if there's people out there, and there are, if they're not getting the things that they really want, is because they're talking themselves out of it and they just don't know that they are. They're not aware. They're not self-aware, right? I know that Gary Vee talks a lot about self-awareness,
100%.
a lot about gratitude, a lot about empathy, right? So, like, really being aware of what you're saying to yourself, because that's really how you operate in a daily way. So you're either somebody who's a puppet, who's being controlled by your self-talk, or somebody who has the autonomy over that self-talk, and that's when you're really taking control and living life on your terms.
Absolutely. Joe, I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Bo.
This was 4 Golden Nuggets with Joe Gilani. I have full faith that you're going to own the New York Yankees one day.
Thanks, bro.
Keep
Appreciate
doing what
it.
you do.
You got it. Thank you.
Now,